You're on your twin flame journey. You've done a lot of inner work. You've loved yourself, and your twin flame still isn't here yet. Why? So, my name is Susie. I am a certified twin flame ascension coach, and we're going to answer that question today of why your twin flame isn't here yet after you've done all this work on yourself and you've chosen love and you've chosen to be in union. So, first things first, something a lot of people don't realize about themselves is there is so much depth and layers to your being, to your consciousness, that oftentimes the inner work is a little bit deeper than you anticipated, right? There might be deeper places in your consciousness calling for love, places that you weren't aware of before, right? And honestly, that's highly likely because most of us on the planet right now have those spaces calling for love that just sitting here we're not even aware of right now. Okay, because remember, you are an infinite being as well. Your consciousness is very vast. There's a lot to you. So there can be a lot of little places and nooks and crannies inside of you that are calling for deeper love and healing through your inner work. Okay. So be open to that and be humble to the fact that that might be the truth. Okay. The second thing or the second reason why your twin flame might not be here is oftentimes I find this in my clients, and I've had to root this out of my consciousness as well, where you're doing inner work, but it's with the goal on some level of getting your twin flame, right? Like trying to have them text you back, or you do like some inner work and then you check their social media afterwards, or maybe a couple days afterwards to see how they're doing, right? Like your twin flame isn't a pot that you're watching and waiting to boil. Okay, it won't work that way. And if a part of you is doing that inner work with the intent of trying to get your twin flame to change as well, or your twin flame to come back, right, then you're going to find it won't work, right? Because what the goal of your inner work is, like, you don't have to let go of desiring your twin flame, but the goal of your inner work is to love you completely and to come to peace and healing within you, right? Like, you do the inner work not for your twin flame, but for you. And so when your inner work comes from a genuine place of, hey, it doesn't feel good for me to continue to have this inner block inside of me, this like wall to love, right? Or this, resentment or hurt I've been carrying, right? When you realize you don't want that for yourself anymore, and then you heal, right? That's truly doing the inner work, right? But if you're doing that, and then waiting to see what your twin flame does, then you need to go a little bit deeper and find that place where you're genuinely doing it for yourself. Because when you're in that vibration where you're doing your inner work to love you, right? Because you know that you deserve unconditional love within, and you desire to live in the vibration of love and union, then that's when your twin flame makes that genuine choice as well, because you've made that genuine choice as well, right? So that's super important to look at, okay? And this next reason kind of goes hand in hand with the previous thing we were just talking about why you do the inner work. But it's important to ask yourself, like, have you like really healed what your twin flame is showing you, right? Because if you've been healing around a third party issue, right? Let's pretend it's that. Let's say, then maybe some of you do have that. It's a third party issue. And you're like, okay, well, they're mirroring me not choosing myself, but here I am choosing myself. Like, Every day I choose myself. Like I have a great routine. I'm pursuing what I want to do in life, blah, 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 right? Like all these things. Um, but your twin flame is still doing something else. Uh, then it's important to be a little bit humble here, right? Because remember, your twin flame is your highest teacher, meaning they're going to perfectly and precisely mirror you, and any like little place inside of you that isn't choosing to love you, right? They're going to reveal that to you, right? So the truth is, there might be deeper to go, because choosing yourself, right? In this example, like choosing yourself, it's not necessarily, the actions are important, but the actions aren't the priority, right? Like just because, you have a yoga routine you do every day, and you choose to go where you want, and you don't let your friends influence you, and yada yada, things like that. That doesn't mean you're all the way choosing yourself, right? Um, what they might be showing you is that part of you that's still looking to them, still looking to your twin flame, right? To um, fill up part of your life, right? And that's why your twin flame is after a third party, is because part of you is still looking at your twin flame like a person who is outside of you, and who you're waiting for them to come and kind of be the hero and complete your life on some level, right? Or complete your desire for partnership or romance, right? um and that's where you're not choosing yourself, and that's what they're mirroring to you, right? But if you're not humble and open to looking at what they're really mirroring to you, and the fact that maybe you haven't completely healed that thing, right? And there's just a little bit deeper to go, um, then you're gonna get stuck, and you're not gonna find that place, right? So the final reason I find that people are, they say they're doing their inner work, and then it's not working. Their twin flame isn't coming into their reality, right? Is yeah, I ask people like, what are you doing for your inner work, and I get different kinds of answers, right? Um, and you don't have to stop what you're doing, right? Like whether it's like a certain type of prayer or meditation or journaling, like those are really good things. Like you can do that, but the most effective thing I've found, right, and why I became a twin flame ascension coach, like why I continued on this twin flame path even instead of like jumping off the ship, is because the mirror exercise is truly the most effective way to do your inner work, especially on the twin flame journey, um, because it's going to that root of the bad feeling, of the upset, of the misalignment in your reality, and returning you to your true alignment, to your true peace there, right? And so I encourage you, like if you haven't done the mirror exercise yet, or maybe you've tried it but you're not really sure you're doing it right, I encourage you to, like, one, try it again, right? And two, like book a consultation, like go below and check my consultation availability, like work with a twin flame coach, like become mastered in the mirror exercise and studying the teachings of union too, because that, like, frankly, it's what works. Right? Like that is what I've seen twin flames effectively use when they persist on their healing journey to come together and stay together, right? um so be open to that, like try something new, okay? And I think you'll find that you really like the results, right? You're gonna enjoy loving yourself for you. And that loving yourself is so much like richer and deeper and more beautiful of an act than you ever maybe realized before. At least like that's what my experience was, and I think other people have similar experiences too. So those are some of the reasons why your twin flame might not be appearing in your reality yet when you feel like they should be. Um, Also, that's a red flag. I'll add that on too. If you're thinking to yourself things like, they should be here by now. That's putting expectations on your twin flame, right? Putting expectations, control on what you think it should be. And that's not how the universe works. It's not how your twin flame journey works. That's not how love works, right? It's not by expectations. It's not by what you think it should be. It's not something that is like brain logic first, right? It's by flowing with love, right? Unconditionally loving, right? Like accepting what is in front of you and loving yourself and your reality as it is now unconditionally, right? So that is what I will leave you with. Look below to book your consultation and we'll get you started on this and solving the problem of why your twin flame isn't here yet. And I will see you in the next video.